crafty friends, this is the Papered Chef here. In my last live broadcast on YouTube, I shared how to use this mini machine. And then I got a lot of questions because, in my excitement to show how to use this mini machine, I forgot to tell you that it's not available to customers until January 5th. And I also forgot to compare it to the regular size machine. So I just wanted to do that. I know my camera view is not that, big of a camera view, but see how that's how it compares to the regular machine. Okay, so if you want it in a starter kit, say you were to join Stampin' Up! Or join my team, you could get it as a starter kit before January 5th, but otherwise you have to wait till January 5th. Okay? Hi, Naomi. I'm not really sure how to pronounce your name, but hello. Okay, so anyway, that's just something I had to mention. Now, in today's video, I had to wait now several hours because my internet's very slow. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Bree. And what I had to do is wait several hours till the last live broadcast got off my phone. You might not realize it, but even if you're streaming on YouTube, you still have to get the information from your phone onto YouTube, or it doesn't actually stay there sort of permanently. And so that's what I was doing for hours, waiting for that to happen. So now I'm ready to show you more products from this mini catalog, January to June. It is taped up because I'm not allowed to show you the inside. Okay? Here's what, and I can't show you this one either, but if you want one of these, if you didn't already get on my mailing list, paperedchef.stampinup.net, you can, here, I'll zoom in for a moment while I tell you what we're doing. You can go there and click on Contact Me, right? Oops, I'm not sure if I'm even supposed to show you the back of that. Anyway, contact me, and then you can request a catalog. You have to be U.S. to request a catalog. Okay? No, Bree, it's not the middle of the night for me. It's just, it's actually, this is a good time. All right, I don't even know what time it is, but it's probably like 1 o'clock. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not even looking I can't see the time on my phone because I'm just recording. Okay, so anyway, let's look at who's here. Lots of people just came in. All right, we have Susan, Yvonne, hello, Carolyn. All right, so what I'm going to show you now is this suite, because this is my favorite suite in the new mini catalog. It's called, oh, I better zoom back out. Now I'm really close in there. Here we go. Friends are like seashells. That's not the name of the suite. The name of the suite is called Sand and Sea. No, wait, Land and Sea? Hold on. It's all hard for me here. Sand and Sea. Sand and Sea. Okay, so I'm going to show you the stamp set for Sand and Sea. We'll play with it a little bit. I'll show you the embossing folder. I pulled out my machine to play with it. I have to use the bigger machine for this embossing folder. I'm going to show you the embellishments, the dies, the stickers. Here's the dies. This pearly paper. I'll even have my sponges here. I have my sponges. Oops, something stuck on there. I have my sponges ready to color these this pearly paper. And we start with the designer series paper. Okay, now then, depending on how long my broadcast will last, like depending on my internet connection, what I'm going to do is show you, just to give you a little sneak peek, this other one. And if not, it'll be in the next video because I probably have to do several unboxing videos because I have so much stuff from the new mini catalog. And I want to show you this. I'm going to sneak in that. See that? Cute! I figured the snails go with these, right? These are my whimsical snails. I'm going to show you this paper too. And that's called, oh gosh, I already forgot the name. Happy Mail? Snail Mail? It's in the title of the video. I already forgot the name of that one too. But you're going to find out when I open it. So let's go through the designer series paper. Let me make some room here. Move this out of the way. Oh, that's a heavier machine. All right, this is going to be part of my designer series paper share. As every kind of paper I show you from this new catalog, I'm going to include them in my paper share. Paper share link, that is my personal store. That is inside the description of this video. So this is called, here, I forgot the coordinating color. I always show you the coordinating colors. I'm not very organized today. I'm kind of disheveled. All right, here, let's get the light. Is the Sand and Sea Designer Series paper. Coordinating colors. The reason I go over this is because some of you like to plan ahead. Like even though you can't get this paper now until January 5th, some of you want to stock up on cardstock that goes with the paper, and I understand that. So Blushing Bride, Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo, Sahara Sand, Seaside Spray, and So Saffron. See, so you can still get cardstock, and then you'd be ready when you get the paper because cards would already be made. You could actually just already have your cards scored. All right, so here we go. This is the Sand and Sea. You know I'm going to be trying to, I know there's dies, but it looks like there's nice outlines. So I will, even though I have the dies, I might try this with the Scan and Cut as well. So that's the other side. Kind of looks like a painted sort of texture on it. This would be that Seaside spray color. Again, kind of artistic. In this pack you get 12 by 12. Ooh, look at the sea urchins. The sea urchin print. Oh, that's really cool. Every paper you get, I mean, in this kind of pack, you get 12 by 12 sheets. 12 by 12 sheets. Right? Yes. And these are the patterns. 12 inches by 12 inches. That's amazing. Okay, let's see what's on the other side of that. Oh, some sea stars. Starfish, sea stars. That would be that So Saffron color coming through. And I could see that flirty flamingo color coming through there. Oh, I'm so excited about this paper. I'm looking at it for the first time. I made sure I didn't watch other unboxings. Kind of like with Paper Pumpkin. I don't like to spoil things. I like to open it myself for the excitement. So I'm looking at this for the first time. Here's some sand dollars. And the catalog doesn't do it justice. I mean, even though I saw these sheets in the catalog, I really didn't know what they look like until you take them out. So in the designer series paper shares, when I do them, I do cut them into 6 by 6 sheets. So it's possible that you'll get a piece like this. Well, I'll try to give you some blue as well, but you might not get every pattern I'm showing on every kind of paper because I do cut them 6 by 6. So chances are you're not going to get the same pieces. I like that mixture there. That's that Blushing Bride color, by the way. That's Blushing Bride. Ooh, and these are nice waves. Kind of like a watercolor wave look. That's the Seaside spray color. Oh, and nice dots. Okay, so I'm very happy with the Sand and Sea Designer Series paper. Let's take out the Pearlies. The Pearl, this is what it's called, Pearl something. This is going to be part of my, it's called Pearlescent Specialty Paper. So while this is part of the regular paper share, hold on, let me get my paper share information. Making sure I don't miss any. Sand and Sea is part of the regular paper share. But the Pearly paper, don't mind my printer. My printer went crazy. The Pearlescent paper is going to be part of the deluxe share. Anyway, I'll get more into that in a little bit. Just had to make sure I'm not misquoting. I had to spend a long time preparing that share. And as always, I kind of like, go in the red on my paper shares. But I try to do it as a service to my customers. And I hope that even with the higher cost of shipping this season, I don't totally go broke, but I'm doing it as a labor of love because I want you to share. I want you to see the paper. I know that maybe, of course, you will buy some paper if you get to see it and feel it yourself. But I mean, it is definitely something that this is thinner than I thought. So it's kind of like it's as thin as sort of Whisper White is. So I'm surprised about that, this paper, but I will, let's see how it cuts. I mean, I'm kind of glad it's thin. I don't have to worry about die cutting it. I just expected it to be cardstock. It's not cardstock, just so you know. It's more like a paper. So that's pearlescent paper. I think I'm going to have to stock up on that. Now we are limited, even though I was able to pre-order, we're limited to how many we can pre-order. I'm just going to go ahead and make a couple card pieces that we can emboss. Okay. Just while I'm here, while I have the paper out. So all I'm doing is making them 4 by 5 1/4, so they can be the front of cards. I think that will work with these dies, which I haven't really seen the dies yet, but that's what I'm assuming. All right, so I have 3 pieces of that ready to experiment with. All right, moving that aside. Let's open the dies, and then we'll compare those to the stamp set. I did see this demonstrated at an online event I attended. It was called On Stage. These are called Seaside Seashells dies. Well, that's a tongue twister. Seaside Seashells. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Oh, yes. Yes. This is one of the nice things about a die like this. You cut out a lot of things at once. So let's compare that to the stamp set. Okay, we're going to see if we have, or maybe it goes with the embossing photo. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. I don't know what's going to happen when I open the stamp set. I think these are going to be bigger than we see them on the outside. Friends are like seashells. Yes. Wow. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and it's a double stamp set. So I'm thinking a couple things right now going through my head. And the thing that I'm thinking going through my head, and you know, because I don't hold back, is why in the heck didn't they make these stamps like they're together? And what I'm saying is, why in the world did they not make those match this? Now, I understand this matches the embossing folder, which is cool, but why wouldn't it match that? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we made recently in this new catalog, I'm just kind of digressing for a second because I'm thinking, telling you what's on my mind, is there's this stamp here. And this stamp here is all together. See how it's all together? And then there's a die that goes with it. It's called the Many Messages die. And I've demonstrated this die when I first did my pre-order unboxing. So I'm thinking, why wouldn't you connect these so that you could use this die together? So I'm going to have to make my own template using the Stamparatus probably. You know, like put these on the Stamparatus positioning tool and then make them align to this myself. Or maybe I'll just use this with the embossing folder. Who knows? Who knows? So that's pretty cool. These are called, when you see stamps like this, they're called, the name of them, distinctive stamping. Because the texture is built into the stamp, because of the way that the more concentrated the dots are together, the darker the color will come out, and the less concentrated the dots are, the less concentrated it comes out. And then these are just your strict, sort of photopolymer stamps. So anyway, I'm loving that. And then this one would go with this. Here, this die would go with this one, it looks like. Let's see. Yep. Oh, I like that. Thank you, Stampin' Up, for giving us an easy notch. Remember that last paper pumpkin kit? It was like really hard to line up that wreath. But now it's going to be really easy to line up this sand dollar with that notch. See the little notch? And then what are these other ones for? These are for like the sea star here. Sea star. All right, so let me show you the embossing folder so you know what I'm talking about, because I did see this in the demo, and we're going to try this. We're going to try this ourselves. It's called Seashells 3D embossing folder. Now this does line up with this die. Okay. And I'm going to open that up. See how textured that is? Now you're not going to like die at the same time. You're not going to die cut. You're going to die cut and then emboss, or emboss then die cut, right? Well, probably die cut and then emboss, because then you don't want to flatten your embossing. Let's try to die cut first and then emboss. Okay, so let's give it a try. I'm going to pull the machine up here. This is the big machine, and see, this machine doesn't really fit in my view. Let me move. So what happens is, like, you're not really going to see. I'll tell you about my sandwich, but you might not see everything I'm doing. So the sandwich is going to be, I'm using, so here's the base plate. Okay, this is the base plate of the bigger die cutting machine. So you need, this is base plate 1. Then it says when you use a 3D embossing folder, it says, use this black plate on top, right? That's the black plate. So number 4, but we're not going to use that yet. We're going to try the cutting. And then when you're cutting, you're going to use these plates, number 3 and 3. Okay, so that's my sandwich. Hey, Donna, I am trying out this. As daring as I am, when I try new products live, you never know what's going to happen. So let us do this. Let us die cut. We'll try to color in a little while. We'll even color, but let's die cut. We're going to put that down. Okay, I'm going to put a piece of pearlescent paper there and just stick that on there. See what happens. And then we'll emboss. And I'm not sure. I hope this comes out as one sheet. I'm just guessing it will. I mean, who knows what's going to happen. I saw the final product demo, but I didn't actually see how they did it. You know what I'm saying? Oops, I got to open the back of my die cutting machine. All right. I must have forgot one of my plates. Yes, I did. I forgot this one. This is called the number 2. When your machine is that loose, you have to, loosey-goosey here, you got to put that plate in there for your metal dies. So pearlescent paper. Pearlescent specialty paper. Oops, my seashell. My seashell has to stay on my card front. I just did a 4" by 5 1/4, so it will fit on a card front. I even have a piece of Seaside spray already cut just to make a card with. But that's another story. We don't even have to get that far. We just have to see how this works. I'm kind of curious myself. Okay, so yes, it did cut out as sort of one piece, so I'm happy with that. Okay, because like I said, I saw a demo of how this worked, how it was all. Okay, so far, home run for Stampin' Up! For at least making this part stay together. So we know where to put this part in our embossing folder. Okay, so let's dump all this out. And you're going to need your base plate. You need your, and that's it. You need your plate for the 3D embossing folder. You don't need those cutting plates anymore. So here's my 3D embossing folder. I always put it Stampin' Up! Side up, Stampin' Up! Side up. And let's try to line this up. See? Oh, wow. Home run. But I'm still going to use painter's tape. See? Home run, how easy it is to line up. But still, better safe than sorry, right? So painter's tape is good, but I'm still using it on my shirt right now. I'm putting some lint on it. I don't want it to rip my paper. So I'm going to put some lint on it. You can use washi tape too. You don't want it to slip. Actually, you could actually, if you don't care about all the shells, like if I really only care about that shell and this one, then I don't have to worry about the sides ripping. But in this case, I want it to kind of all cut out. So I'll just stick this there for good measure. Okay, and I'm going to close the embossing folder. I might need a little piece of tape on top, but I think that should work. Oh! Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what happens now. I could color the embossing folder, but instead I'm going to use my little sponges to color afterwards because I just don't want to mess up my embossing. I don't want to put color on this right now because I don't have a way to go wash it. Who knows how this live's going to go. But anyway, we're going to put that on the machine, the 3D embossing folder, and we're going to crank it through. And I don't feel any tension, so I'm wondering if I forgot something. We'll see. We'll see. I don't read instructions very much, but it's like, we'll see. I think it worked. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy cow. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that. Thank you, God. This is going to be a blessing to people I share this card with. Or not card. Actually, you could snip these apart as well. Whew. Holy cow. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, Stampin' Up! That's amazing. So let's do this. Let's take this and let's sponge color it a little bit. So you gotta have that pearly paper, I think. I mean, that's the trick. I think you need the pearly paper. I'm looking for anything to use here. Okay, we'll use this. We're just putting something down here. Table's not very big. So what I'm going to do is sponge color this guy. You can leave him there so he doesn't slip, but I'm just going to take him off. Gorgeous. All right, so we want to use the coordinating color. So I don't think Pool Party was one of them. I think, let's see what we said balmy. Did we say soft sea foam? I already forgot the coordinating colors. Daffodil, at the wrong one. I grabbed Daffodil Delight instead of So Saffron, so I grabbed the wrong color. So Saffron's definitely a lighter color. I got some flamingo, flirty flamingo. That'll work. Some Blushing Bride, some So Saffron. And I believe I grabbed some Seaside spray. Somewhere. Oh, here. Seaside spray. So let's use our little sponges. These are our new blending brushes. And let's just try it out. So what I like to do sometimes when I'm blending something so dark, I take a stamping block. This is my little trick here. And you put some ink on it. You put some ink on the stamping block, right? So I'm dipping into my Seaside spray, but instead of dipping my brush straight into my Seaside spray, I can dip my brush into the stamping block. That way I don't get so much ink on there, okay? So let's try it. And that's working good. See, that's not too much ink. That's working good. So, yeah. So you just do that little guy. You could do this with anything, but it especially works good when you emboss something. It especially works good when you emboss because you can color. All right, cool. And now let's try it with another color. So we'll get this, we'll try some flirty, we'll make the big shell flirty flamingo. Okay. You close that ink. Close that one. Flirty flamingo. There's a flirty flamingo. Because I believe that was one of the colors. And again, here, let's make some room here. You're crowded looking at it. Okay, so let's take this one. We're going to put some ink on the, okay, putting some ink on the block, only so I don't put so much on the sponge. You can wash these sponges, But you know what? I'm probably still going to get them for almost every color because I'm going to probably be using these so much that, because, oh, they feel so nice too, these new sponges. Oh, I love it. Love, love. Oh my goodness. How fun. Oops, something dark got on there. I don't know what. Probably something was left on my, something dark got on there. Maybe it was on my hand or somewhere. But that's okay. Because you know what? There's always sentiments that you put. You can always put sentiments on them, right? Like whenever you get like a dark spot, and actually doesn't look, in nature, we have, oh, thanks. And I'm always full of tips. You never know, Bree, what I don't even plan on which tips I'm going to show. I just actually just do my thing and then tips come out. Like I just do the thing that I've been doing for years. Wow. Amazing. And you know, actually what I've been doing for years, honestly, I used to do it this way. So instead of stamping blocks, our old ink, you could squeeze it, right? You could squeeze the old ink style pads. Then you open up your ink pad and there's your ink, a big blob on it. The problem is these are made so darn great now, which is a good thing, right? But now you can't squeeze them. You can't squeeze them to get the ink onto the lid. So instead, that's why I moved to stamping block. So that's called soft sea foam. And we will just use some soft sea foam with my new brush. Wait, that's a brush. I brought both of my bags of brushes. Only reason I'm allowed to have 2 bags of brushes, most demonstrators can only get 1 bag of brushes. But I was able to get another set of brushes. I don't know, and because I went to that event, and during the event they let us order a set of brushes, and then during the pre-order I was allowed 1 set of brushes. So that's why I have 2 sets of brushes. That's the only ones. But then later I'm going to get more. January 5th, just like you guys, I can get more stuff. I mean, I can get everything. There's not going to be limits. I hate having limits because I like to get I would get like 20 of these brushes, right? Anyway, so now that was soft sea foam. Putting it on the block, rubbing it on here. And now we'll color that shell. Just to see. Why not? How gorgeous. And then you could also color with your Stampin' Blends. And you know, you have a brayer. Oops, I just dipped right into that. It doesn't matter. You have a brayer, a sponge brayer, which will work good on something like this as well. The only thing about your sponge brayer is it's not going to be as exact as using one of these little sponges. So here are the Brayers, and I like them, and I think they're way less expensive, and they're easy to wash, and you get 2 handles plus 4 sponges. I'm not sure if that's a total of 6 sponges or just 4 sponges. I think you just get 2 extra sponges and 2 handles for a total of 4. I don't remember if you get 6 or 4 sponges in a pack. Anyway, but this is a brayer, and that will work too, but it's just not as exact. And it'll do exactly what I'm doing with these blending sponges. And actually, any sponge will. So don't go like, oh, I don't have what she has. It doesn't matter. You can do what I'm doing with any sponge. The little finger daubers. We have finger daubers. All right, so super awesome. Happy with that. And then I would take a Stampin' Blend marker, and I would just color the seaweed in with the marker. Okay, but what I saw done in the actual demonstration I was at, the one I was watching online. Let me move my big, I'm done with the die cutting machine, unless I'm going to cut a stamped image. Probably not. I won't cut a stamped image because you get the idea. All right, because that's the most important thing. So what I saw done was they snipped these out and they used them on a card. So they didn't keep them all together like that. They snipped them. Actually, you could do it different ways. But I would just say, you can snip here. I like how it's together, though. You need it to be together when you emboss it, right? But then you can do the little snippy, and then you can have all these extra embellishments. And use them on cards. So you will see me use these on cards with a piece of Designer Series paper. Oh my goodness, how fun. I mean, you can actually leave that seaweed on there. Because it depends on how you're gonna, how you're gonna put that on a card, or you can snip it away so it's straight. I mean, it's up to you. But paper snips are good for this kind of thing because they're so exact. Oh, this is so relaxing. I could just do this all day. So definitely the pearl paper is a home run. And, with glimmer paper, you can make little sparkle things, but you're not going to get, if you use glimmer paper, like the glitter paper, you're not going to get the texture as you'll get with the pearly paper. And of course you can use cardstock as well. So pretty cool. All right, so now let's do a little stamp. Let's try a little stamping, and we'll take out these stickers as well. And we'll try the opal, the extra little embellishments. So friends are like seashells you collect along the way. That got a little mangled now, didn't it, that piece of paper? We'll use, here's a piece of Whisper White. And I could put a sponge down. But let's just try it. This is Seaside Spray. And we will put this, we're going to put this one on this giant stamping block that I'm going to clear off and probably lose my stamps because I need to put these back from the other day. You should always put your stamps back. Let me put that. So I'm going to go ahead and put, hold on, I don't know if that's going to be dark enough. Let's try it on the other side. Yep, it's pretty good. It's pretty dark enough. All right. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. We'll put designer series paper on the bottom if we want, or on the top and bottom. This doesn't seem like it's such a dark color, but I mean, you can always use black. Black is safe. Black's a neutral color. Okay. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. Probably need a new piece because I got some ink on the sides of that one. Okay, so that's good. Kind of pastel, subtle. And then you could put we'll put designer series paper on the top and bottom. Like 2 different kinds of paper. Like with the smaller the pattern, the better. For something like this. So what I like to do is I like to leave a 1/4 inch around the side. So you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm taking 3.75. That's what I like to do, and I like to put like a little 3.75 piece along the bottom and along the top. Okay, that would be the top piece. Yep, coming together. And then you just do one of these for the bottom one has to be slightly smaller because that was a little bit too big. Okay, so you see how it's coming together. I'm not actually adhering it. I'm just showing you how easy it is to make a card with it. Okay, and you got all your little extra embellishments. And now we can add our little. I cut out a piece of Seaside Spray earlier just to show you. So here's some, I cut out a bunch of these. Boy, do I have a big old hot mess on my head. Here we go. So we'll just use this one. I'm getting ink on everything. And you put that on there like this. So this is the way the card would look. Right? And then we can add our extra, we can could stamp little seashells on the sides of this too. Like a sea star. Or no, since it's about seashells, you would just do some stamping on the side. So for example, well, we already used that color. You know, we already used the Seaside Spray for the sentiment, so we wouldn't need the Seaside Spray. I'm just making this up as I go along, by the way, people. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm just making it up as I go along. Okay. I just opened this, so I'm just playing with it the way I would play with stamp sets. All right, and then we get this we'll put some of this soft sea foam. What size? So we'll put a little piece of seaweed there. How about that? A little piece of seaweed. And then you have this like instant elegant card. I can just see making these all day long. Okay, so that's the card. This is a design I use a lot. It's called a design pattern when you just use something a lot. If you were one of my customers and got the beautiful autumn tutorials, that I gave out, that I'm just using that same design pattern where I stamped thank you in the middle with a couple leaves, and then I put some the autumn punches, and this is the pattern I use over and over to make cards with. Designer series paper, stamping in the middle on top of the paper, whisper white, and then I do some extra little things, so this little shell would go good there. Yeah. So now we'll open the stickers and see what's in there, because I think the stickers will make a nice addition to this card. And then this card might end up being something I post just right after this. I might be done making this card, and I could post a picture of the finished card after I adhere it together and put some little opal gems on it, because opal gems come with this suite as well. And I know if you're commenting, I can't see it, but I will check back later for comments. Okay, so cool. So we have seashells. I might put that one there and that one. The reason I might use that one down there is because it's less busy, the background, whereas the top, like I don't want to cover as much of the top up, where I don't mind covering this piece up as much. So I might put the bigger one there. All right, so let's open the stickers. Okay, we're going to open the stickers and see what we can do with the stickers. These are Seaside shells. I love stickers from Stampin' Up! Because you can't just go out and get stickers to match. You might be like, oh, I already have seashell stickers, but you don't have seashell stickers that were printed in the exact right formula to go along with these projects. So this is Seaside Spray stickers with the shells, and this would be Flirty Flamingo. And then this would be your So Saffron. Okay, so those are cool. See where we could put them on this card. I'll just see if I can put those. Maybe a little pop of yellow would be cute on the card. I'm not really sure yet. I think I need some seaweed too. So yeah, that's good. And then the little pearls. Whenever you use your embellishments, you can put 3 of something on there. Three pearls or 3 opal rounds. These are called opal rounds. And that is the whole suite. That is the entire suite. And now I'll show you this. If my broadcast is holding up, which it looks like it is, I can show you the other products. I'll just make a little bit of room. So I hope you like the sand and sea. So let's make a little bit of room for the snail mail or happy mail, whatever you call it. I can't make too much room, because if I do, I'll lose everything. I mean, I might have to just kind of make another layer of crafts here, because if I take these away, I'll probably lose them. I don't know where they'll go to. So we will just put it on top of this pile. So what I want to show you now, I didn't get the whole snail mail or happy mail, or what's it called? Snail. Let's see. No, snail mail. I didn't get the whole suite because this is one of those where we were out of the paper. I mean, not out of the paper. I'm sorry. We were out of the dies. Not out. They just hadn't been shipped yet. So because the dies aren't available, I didn't. Thanks, Heather. Thanks, Donna. So I didn't. We couldn't get the dies yet. This is one of those suites where I love this so much, because I'm always sending happy mail. Always. So I loved it so much, this stamp set, that I wanted to get the whole suite. When I went to go press the button to get the whole suite for this, right, it wouldn't let me because the dies are not available, because there was a shipping delay. So all I was able to get was the stamps and these cute little embellishments. These are part of the suite. These little resin, they're called resin hearts, which nice about them, they're not as big as the opals. They're kind of flat. We'll take these out first this time. We'll take the embellishments out first. So see how they're flatter than the, oop, one fell off. These are just great for Valentine's Day as well, not just for, this little happy mail thing. But see how they're not as big as the opals? So they're easier to put in the mail. See? They're just not as high up there, these resin hearts. So I do like embellishments, plus they match. They match, the colors match when you get our embellishments. So Snailed It is a cling stamp set. Okay, so even though I don't have the dies yet. Now, you might be saying, well, you have a scan and cut. It doesn't matter. I still buy the dies. I like dies. And the dies in this are different than what you would picture. I can't open the catalog to show you, but there's this tiny little envelope. It's a tiny little stitched envelope. And it goes along with this. So you can put little tiny envelopes and messages inside your card as a compliment to your cards. But of course, if I do have the dies, I probably will use it more for the stitching ones. And I probably would cut these out with the scan and cut these ones there, because they're just going to be easier to cut out that way. So let's go ahead and stamp a snail. Okay, I'm taking to mount this. These are cling stamps, so you need to mount them To mount them, you just peel it off like that. Peel off the backing of the sticker, and stick it on there. I'm just using my hands. You could use a stamping block, but look, my hands are shaking, probably because of excitement. Yay, excitement over all these snails today. Elegant snails, and now we have whimsical snails, and that's how you mount a cling stamp. So now let's stamp something. Okay, here while I'm stamping, you can look at this cute little stamp set. And I hope I can get my surface flat enough here because there's so much on it, but we'll see. We'll put the stamp right there. All right, so we are stamping right onto. We'll put this on a block. You just mount it onto a block like that. This is one of those Stampin' Up! Blocks that comes with one of my kits. I think I got this in one of my kits. One of my all-inclusive kits. Not a paper pumpkin clip, but it came with some kind of kit. I can never have enough stamping blocks. I think one of my team members, Crystal, has way more stamping blocks than me, and I see them all in her basket, and I'm like, wow, that's a good idea. Then you don't have to keep like taking them off of the, to take them off every time to mount them. Oh, we could just use the Pearly paper. Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? We'll use the Pearly paper. We'll put the snail on the Pearly paper. So for this one, I'm just going to use basic black, Memento Black, I mean. The reason I'm using Memento Black is then I can color the snail with the Stampin' Blends, which are alcohol markers. And so when you stamp in black, this Memento Black ink, it's a hybrid kind of ink, then you can color with Stampin' Blends. I'm just going to put him, since he's crawling this way, I'm going to have him on the side of the paper. And I want to leave a little space for some Designer Series paper. Like I want to put strips of Designer Series paper on here. So I'm going to put him somewhat in the middle. Then I can leave room for some Designer Series paper. Okay, this is actually okay for stamping. I'm not sure how it's going to be for coloring, so let's go ahead and use some Whisper White as well, because you're going to get to see the difference in ink absorption between Whisper White and this Pearly paper. There's going to be like really no comparison probably. The Whisper White's going to, hands down, it has better ink absorption than this Pearly finish. But I bet I can color both. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm going to try to color it and see what happens. If it starts to smear, then it doesn't work. But then I use the other side of the Pearly paper. Pearlescent paper, no big deal. But that's a great little snail. So I'm very happy with this stamp set. And we'll try cutting those little guys out. If you are going to cut this out with the Scan and Cut, if you already have this in your demonstrator, be sure to use the pencil trick to enclose this piece here so you don't have any gaps. And this piece here is not going to cut out good with the Scan and Cut because of the gaps. And that would be too much erasing, too much work. And again, I'm happy to have a die for that. Because sometimes just dies are easier. Why would I want to draw around this with a pencil when I can use a die really quickly? But the die, especially, is going to be, I'm going to be happy with it for that little envelope with the stitching on it. Okay, so you saw the resin dots. Lastly, and then we'll wrap up this unboxing, is I'm going to show you the Snail Mail Designer Series paper, which again is part of the paper share. Hold on, let's make sure. It's part of the basic. Yes, Snail Mail is going to be part of the basic paper share, which includes 120 sheets of paper. The link is in the description of this video, where you can go to my personal website called paperchef.com. And on that site is a little place where you can get all kinds of fun stuff. Some of my mom's aprons are still available, Christmas aprons. I have Tic Tac kits. I have mini Tic Tac treat kits. I have mystery boxes full of old stamps and stuff. All kinds of mystery things. Anyway, lots of fun stuff on that site. Let's see. Snail Mail Designer Series paper. And including the paper shares, which I'm just launching now. Basic Gray. The colors are Basic Gray, Bermuda Bay, Blushing Bride, Daffodil Delight, Real Red, and Whisper White. So Real Red, knowing that there's Real Red in here, these hearts are Real Red then. So these are going to be good for Valentine's Day as well. Oh, how fun. Fun. Now, even if I had a die for this, like I don't know if there is one or not because I didn't look that closely. There's a stamp for this and it matches. I would use the Scan and Cut to cut out a whole sheet at once rather than try to get a die and use my scissors to get all around it. But, again, that's just my personal preference. Look how cool this paper is. And look, the different languages too. German, hello, bonjour, French, and English. So we got 3 languages. That's just a fun little paper. And then we have the mushrooms. This is just so whimsical. These will be great with the gnomes. The gnome for the holidays set. But maybe Oh, I don't know if we're going to have new gnomes. Maybe I could still make a holiday card, though. If I colored my holiday gnomes because they got a Christmas tree on her head, and I use some of these colors, I probably could make a Christmas card out of this with the mushrooms in the background, because it's very like whimsical and fantasy. Oh my goodness. How fun with this happy mail. And these are little postage stamps here. This one is postage stamp shape. I think the postage stamp punch that I have would go good with this kind of design in the paper. And again, little tiny embellishments of happy mail and gifts, and just a great, great paper. Okay. And there's that Bermuda Bay with all the swirls on it. Can you see the swirls? The swirls are like white swirls. Okay, let's check if that's the same size as the stamp. It looks like it is, but let's check. Oh my gosh, how awesome. Check this out. See that? So that means the die is going to work if there is a die. Like again, I'm not positive, but I'm sure there's a die for that. And let's see. But not for this guy. So there's a die. There'd be a die because the stamp set, there would be a die for this guy. But there wouldn't be a die for this guy because there's no stamp. I mean, I'm assuming. But that's cool to know. So I will be getting the metal dies, and I'll be showing you that cute little envelope that you'll love. This is cute as can be. Cute as can be. I think I need to do this next on the scan and cut. I think I need to do cutting out pattern paper. I mean, can you get any more fun than that, right? And then we have hearts, good for Valentine's Day, and mushrooms. So that's the back of that one. Oh, wow. Thanks, Anike. I'm not sure how to say your name, but thank you. Glad you love the snail mail. Oh, these mushrooms are going to be fun. So I'm thinking, like I said, if I could cut these out now, right, and put some of these on the Christmas card with my gnome for the holidays, I think they would go good. But I would just have to make the flirty flamingo and or the real red here, the real red. I just have to use those coordinating colors like Bermuda Bay. I'd have to somehow tie it into my Christmas tree on the one gnome's head, so it would tie in. But that's an idea for a card. Okay, these are cute. Super cute little snails crawling across the page. Now this is when you have snails like this cute crawling across the page. These make good candy wrappers because you can see the smaller the pattern, it's good for wrapping candy. And this reminds me of something we had a couple years ago with the birthday fiesta, this pattern here. Those same little line patterns. And the last page is this one. And let's see if that matches the smaller snail. So it's not, this is the bigger snail that I just stamped. And let's see, this is the small snail. You got mail. So let's see. It looks like it will. It looks like it's, hey, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Oh, interesting though. This is attached. This is interesting. So I'm not sure how the die is going to work because look at this. You've got mail. Here, I better show you the front. That's interesting. You've got mails attached to the stamp, which is good because it's hard to line up things sometimes, and you're going to be happy that you can make a little tag or put this on an envelope. You're going to be happy that you've got mails attached to this now. The problem is I'm not sure if that die, we're going to see if there's a die that goes along with that, and if it's going to end up cutting around the sentiment or not. But maybe that one's going to be a good one to try with the postage stamp. Okay, so that's cute as can be, and you can even color the back of the snail if you want because he's white. And that little flirty flamingo paper. Did I say flirt? Yeah. Daffodil Delight. Nope, blushing. Sorry, that wasn't. I keep saying flirty flamingo. I just read the back again. It was blushing bride. Okay, blushing bride. Is it easy to cut out the designs off the paper? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try this with the scan and cut next. I'll probably use this happy mail. I'm sorry, snail mail. I think I'm going to make this my next scan and cut tutorial. Cutting out pattern paper with the scan and cut because this paper is friggin' fantastic for the scan and cut. I mean, you can't get easier than that. I don't have to do any trickery, magical spells, you know, all kinds of things where I got to use erasers. But if there's any pages I could erase, I mean, just to show you that technique, I'll still show you the erasing technique, but not with this paper. I won't have to. All right. Well, maybe I could do the pencil trick with that little stamp. But I probably won't even do stamped images. I mean, why do stamped images when I'm getting the dies? I'm going to actually just show this pattern paper. All right, so that's all for now, and I'm going to tell you about my paper share, and we're done. So if you love what you see, you can sample all the papers. You could sample all the papers for $40. You could sample, well, most of these papers and then some of the other ones. So I have a basic paper share for $40. If you sign up by December 20th, I add an extra little doohickey, like a 12-piece. It might be more than 12 piece, but at least 12 pieces of an extra early bird special. And the way it works is I have to order all this paper. I was limited. I couldn't order a lot of paper. I have enough for maybe my team if they sign up, but that's it. I don't have enough for customers. So you order by the 20th, and then that you get the early bird special. Still, you could sign up by the 30th, but by Heather, you could sign up by the 30th, and I'm going to have another paper share announcement in January, but it just won't have the early bird special. Okay? So I will announce this in January again. So I have what's called rounds of paper share, because for each 4 people, I split up a pack of paper. You get a quarter of each pack of paper. So I can't order them all the time. I have to like order them when I can and get the extra paper. And then I'll do it again in January, place another big order and later in January. So you won't be getting this paper share until the middle of January if you order it now, because it lets me plan ahead. Here's page 2. Page 2 got cut off a little bit because my printer went crazy, but it's $30 for the deluxe paper share. And that's all on my website. You can just take a picture of this right now on your screen. It'll take you right to my website. That's a QR code. Here, I'll zoom in. That's how you sign up for the paper share. Or it's on the it's on the description of this video is what I'm trying to say. But if you really love all this stuff and you can't wait for these products, you could also join Stampin' Up, join my team, and that would be at my Stampin' Up store. And you could get any of these items as part of your starter kit. They let you put all these items from the new catalog, from any catalog, not just this catalog, from our annual catalog. You could put products from the holiday catalog. You can put products from any catalog into your starter kit, and you get for $99, $125 worth of products, and you get free shipping. So that's a good way of getting things as well. All right, that's all for now. This is the Papered Chef. Stay tuned, because tomorrow, or soon, probably tomorrow morning for you guys, I'm going to do another unboxing with way more of these new catalog products. Thank you all for coming. This is the Papered Chef. Thanks, Bree.